Well, we have a pretty happy, strong opening this morning. I said yesterday we'd open at 290, and we're just above that now at 291.73. So, no, I'm not going to be able to keep this streak up much longer, but I'll take what I've got for now. Um, what we're going to be talking about this morning is that Jamie Dimon and Janet Yellen must have watched my video last night because they seem to be agreeing with my analysis. Yeah, right. Okay. And then my streak is intact. All right. This is Randy Kirk. If you like my morning show, please hit the like button. Or, if you choose to wait until I'm done and like it at the end or not, that'll be fine too. Listen, I've got Herbert on for sure later today and probably Brian Wang. We have a tentative agreement to meet later today. So we could have both of those folks on today talking about what they think is going to happen on Wednesday. Jeff Lutz will be on tomorrow. So you know what? You should subscribe. You should hit notify because you're going to want to see all three of those. And then guess what? I've got Larry Goldberg coming on after the call on Wednesday. You can't miss that one. That will be an amazing video. Okay. So then, of course, Patreon, thank you again. More folks signing up yesterday. Very big day yesterday. We'll talk more about that at the end. All right. So if you missed yesterday night's video, let me just take a second run at my rather optimistic surprise analysis of the overall economy and the stock market for the balance of this year. I think this is going to be, I think I'm the first one to talk this way. I haven't seen anything in the news talking this way specifically. I haven't seen anybody in the Twitter sphere or in the Elon Musk world talking this way. So maybe I'll be right, maybe I'll be wrong, but I at least will be first. So here we go. The stock market is clearly signaling that they think inflation is over and that the Fed will not raise interest rates beyond the still predicted rise for next Tuesday. While the Fed still has time to think this through, they could look at the current downtrend in the 10-year bond yields. They could look at the current downward trend in oil, commodities, the downward trend in the trajectory of the CPI, the PPI, and truflation, which this morning is at 2.11 and headed towards under 2. They could look at the inflation rate indicators from every place else that indicates that, they could really make a decision not to raise next week. They could look at the current stagnant U.S. economy, the news in this morning about China being stagnant. They could look at there's no real evidence of overheating in any sector of the market, including housing. Housing is down. Lots of people now, saying there's going to be a big, residential retail crash. I don't believe that. Don't think it's going to happen, but I think it's going to be maybe a little light in the fall. So they could also look at dozens and dozens of statements from gurus and other pundits who say they shouldn't raise next week, but they're probably still going to do so. But that's it. It's over. The market believes that's all that's going to happen this year, and that maybe there could still be at least one 25 basis point reduction by the end of the year. Only 22% of economists think they will raise again in September. So if we're one and done, and the bond market signaling that, for sure that they think inflation is over and that the interest rate increases are over. There's a bunch, if all this is true, there's a bunch, a record amount, $5.2 trillion worth of money sitting in money market funds right now. It is sitting on the sidelines. It's going to be getting itchy fingers. Sure, 3.7 on a 10-year bond, it's a pretty good deal. That's why there's so much money in money market funds. Oh yeah, 5% plus for money markets right now, and you can even get 5% plus at your local bank right now in short-term money market or short-term T-bills and whatnot. Yeah. Anyway, your local bank is offering over 5% money. So with all of that 5.2 trillion is still going to be looking for other opportunities, and they're going to be looking at the second leg of this stock market bull and saying, I don't want to miss out on the second leg, and I don't want to miss out on this rally that's coming up, that's happening around AI and around tech. So, but Randy, You say, not you. All of you guys are too smart for this, but some people are saying, but what about I thought the AI thing is a bubble. Isn't the big tech rally going on right now a bubble? Well, the rally to date and the rally that I anticipate will continue is in mature companies with outstanding products, solid profits, big backlogs, and a great growth story. NVIDIA and Tesla in particular. So no bubble here. So the sideline money has nowhere else to go. It can't go into real estate, not into residential or commercial. Yes, there will be a nice advance in rental unit construction and home construction, but that's not enough to suck up much of that $5.2 trillion. So there's going to be, there will also be some opportunities in the commodity market, but very, very few people play commodities. So they got one place to go, and that's equities. And that's why I think we'll continue to see this bull market just continue up all the way the rest of this year. Now, does it mean there won't be down days? And yeah, of course there will be down weeks. There will be bad news. Of course, all that's going to happen. Hey, this morning we've got Russia calling off the wheat deal, and maybe not being willing to renegotiate that wheat deal. And so the wheat market is up this morning. That kind of news can hit, and then all of a sudden you've got a down week. In general, however, I think we're going to be seeing an upward trend. Well, Jamie Dimon and Janet Yellen are both out yesterday and today saying that the consumer is strong. They still have money to spend. The labor market is strong, and the lazy are getting off their butts and entering into the market, adding to productivity and spending power. They both say no recession likely. Well, that's what I'm saying. And I'm saying there's been a turn in the mood of the market. There's been a turn in the thinking out there. And that's my concept, which I think is unique out there right now. All right. Well, China, as I mentioned, showed more sluggishness, and oil is down in response to that. Well, that's good news for sure. It's not great news for the overall world economy. China will come back. Oil will come back probably, but not very much, because oil is in a long-term trend down because of the electrification of the world. There's short-term concern with Russia and the grain deal, but also this cluster bomb thing. What is Biden thinking? I'm sorry, but why would he throw cluster bombs? Why would he up the ante in Ukraine right now? And then Russia just turns around and says, well, we've got quite a nice stockpile of cluster bombs. I don't get it. I don't understand what the thinking is right now. Was it just a response to the stupid statement he made last week about being out of munitions? I mean, holy mackerel, what's the decision making that's going on right now in Washington? On the other hand, I don't think the war in Ukraine is going to be anything other than a footnote of what's happening in the market over the next 6 months, but worth watching. Okay, Ford came out this morning with a $10,000 drop, up to a 10,000, 6,000 on some vehicles and 10,000 on others, with their Ford Lightning series, their prices. So some people think that this is a hope and a by golly attempt to get ahead of the Tesla launch. I don't think there's a chance that's going to work. It's not the same vehicle. There's no way. Nothing's going to get in the way of the launch. If the vehicle reviews well, the orders are just going to, the orders are in, so the orders will be taken. People will take up their orders. They're 1.7 or 1.8 million pre-orders. I think actually for Ford, it has a lot to do with what we talked about last week about the completely failed sales effort thus far. And Ford trying to find some kind of a move. What do they have to do price-wise? What do they have to do product-wise in order to move more metal? Because this is just crazy. So they have a huge stake in this vehicle. They need to figure it out quick. And this is one possible way to deal with it. It has nothing to do with Tesla at this point. Well, last night I suggested Tesla would hit 290 this morning based on the Cybertruck #1 rollout over the weekend. And I'm still picking that number for the day. It's actually over 290 the last time we looked. So we'll see. I think it'll end up around 290 at the end of the day. So maybe it'll be above 290, under 290, but I think it'll end up at 290. But hey, it could go ahead and go on towards 300 a day. The market will help Tesla tomorrow because the major banks are coming out tomorrow, and I think they will all continue the good news story. And so the market will be strong tomorrow. I don't think there'll be a sell-off as a, sell the news thing. because there's other companies coming out later this week, including Tesla. I think the market mood will be good tomorrow and Wednesday. However, watch out for the traditional sell-off on Tesla stock on Thursday. Yes, we'll get to 300. We might get to 305, 308, maybe even a little stronger. I think 305 to 308 is about right at the most. And then the sell-off comes Thursday, but we'll be in the 320s by the first week of August, unless there's a horrible, a horrible call. It could happen, a really horrible call. I mean, like nothing gets announced that we're hoping will get announced. And Tesla doesn't give good guidance for the third quarter and rest of the year. All right. So on that note, let's take a final look at the market. Hang with me here. We are sitting at almost exactly 290. I'm sorry. I know. I got this streak going. It's going to break. This has nothing to do with me being any smarter than the next guy. This has 100% to do with a lucky streak. We're sitting at 289.79. That's pretty good. I like it. Okay. Let's see, and let's take a quick look. The market itself, Dow is up a little, NASDAQ is up 30. So, just a nice soft opening this morning, but a continuation of the bull. And let's take one last look at bonds and oil. Let's see, we've got a crypto. Crypto is about flat. The dollar is continuing to be flat. Gold is off, and oil is off 91 cents, so going back towards 70. Bonds are up slightly, and let's see, that would be the 2-year also. 2-month is up a little. The 2-year is up, yeah, all the 2-year, the 2-month, and the 10-year all up slightly. Nothing, no trend there. Okay, so be sure to check out the videos from yesterday. I'll leave all 3 videos from yesterday. I'll put cards right above here. If you haven't seen the 3 videos from yesterday, you probably want to take the time. I think there was some real meat there. And then, if you haven't hit like yet, this would be a good time. This would be, before it's over, hit the like, hit subscribe. If you are a regular listener, it helps me if you hit subscribe. And then if you hit notify, that's even a bigger help. And the notify thing, of course, we'll just keep you in mind that tomorrow morning we'll be doing this again. And then I have these 4 interviews already lined up, and I've got other folks in the wings that may be coming on as well. So it's going to be a phenomenal week for the channel in terms of the content you're going to be getting. Join Patreon. Right now it's free, 7-day free trial. 3 original, more content up there that's still absolutely cogent, still important stuff, I think, maybe. Anyway, so join Patreon, and I guess that's all we got right now. I'll be seeing you in a few hours. It's been great talking to you.